fought the rest, now try the best!
Marvel's Rivals game director and entire Seattle-based team has been laid off. These two screenshots come from the developers themselves and are just talking about how they were kind of blindsided by this whole thing. Their reward for creating one of the biggest games on the market right now is to be let go. It's things like this that makes it hard to like Marvel's Rivals. It's a great game made by a lot of very talented people, but then they're just doing crazy stuff all around. I thought putting bots in the game when the player base was so alive was weird. You can also talk about the loser queue that they force players into just to keep people grinding and continuously playing, the carrot on the stick type of strategy. And then you have this thing which dwarfs all of that, where they're just like laying off their developers of their games. It's just sad to see, and NetEase really should not be doing that. They should be rewarding these people for the good work that they're doing. Hopefully they can find better jobs somewhere else and they're treated way better than what they got at the company NetEase. With that being said, I want to talk about some of the things in this update, but we have to look back on what happened in the previous update. Storm was previously buffed and now she has the highest win rate and her pick rate is so high as well. Followed by Magic, which is a character who I pretty much main. Her win rate is very high. I think she could definitely turn the tide of battle. She's hard to kill, but you can pin her down if your team is absolute trash. Once again, talking about the loser queue. Then Rocket, once more, highly underrated. A lot of people gravitate towards Cloak and Dagger, but in my opinion, he's much more elusive than her, and he could kind of deal out the same amount of healing. Then you have Black Panther, who, in my opinion, is underrated once more, and then the Thor. In terms of which character is the least pick while also having the worst win rate, Black Widow retains that title. You wonder if they will do something about this character or if they'll just leave her be. Talking about the next characters, you have this teaser of Blade. In the new stage, he is kind of centered in the spawn room. Dracula has him bound in this environment. You have this clip here of Tim the Tatman discovering him in this thing and being shocked at him, right? And then you teleport out of spawn and you go on about your business. Now, as for this new patch, for the new characters, you have The Thing. This is a quick little look at his gameplay. You can see he is throwing hands like crazy. Big charge up attack there. He has this shoulder charge here where he rushes and then boom, slam the ground. This character looks kind of crazy. Like, this is what I wanted to see, is like, how are they going to make these characters different and unique from one another? And they did a good job of that here. They did reuse this animation here where he could throw Wolverine, but then he could follow it up by jumping in there himself. The Hulk could kind of do that as well, but not to the quickness that he did there. You had a quick look at his MVP screen as well, but you basically just could see here how this guy could kind of disrupt the backline. He seems crazy. Run up, knock everyone in the sky, and then do some more knocking up as well. So we'll have to see how much damage this guy is outputting, because from this little gameplay sneak peek, it looks like a lot. And this is something that I think about in terms of Mr. Fantastic. He is a new character and he is very difficult to take down, and the Thing looked like he's going to be that times 2. Now, the character that I'm interested in trying is Human Torch. You have a in-game skin for him. They're already showing off what you will be able to purchase, but then you also have his gameplay. Now, his gameplay looks crazy because, you have a couple of characters in the game who have like the lock-on ability, like the auto lock-on, like a Cloak, like a Scarlet, and it looks like he has this as well, where he's shooting at them, but the move, I don't know if it has like a big hit effect, but he is just hitting them. Nothing is missing here. And then the way that he flies in and like slams on them, this guy looks crazy. I want to play him. He looks cool. And then also he has this square ability where he catches everyone on fire. But not only do you cross it, you take damage, but also if you stand in it, you take damage as well. I don't know. They're starting to put some crazy stuff in this game. And this is what I wanted to see, is how they highlight each character. The part here where he throws this fire tornado down and then Storm ults and it combines to create a fire like tornado. Insane. And then you also have his MVP screen as well. They did a good job of making a Human Torch just like a cool character. Like, he just looks cool. He just looks fun. I like what they did with him. Now, from there, we have a couple of general topics that I want to talk about. Marvel's Rivals producer says they're already in contact with Nintendo about bringing the game to Nintendo Switch. This will definitely help with expanding the game's already massive player base. In terms of characters, developers revealed that the process for choosing characters to add rivals. So they have 6 bullet points. One, look at the type of character and skill set is needed to balance the game current. Two, come up with a list of possibilities. Three, take suggestions from Marvel's games. Four, work on initial designs. Five, look at the community excitement and upcoming Marvel content like movies or comic arcs. And six, decide what to add. And I think they've did a good job so far of like synchronizing with different movies and different properties. And so far they've been kind of nailing it with the characters they've been adding. And I think if they, as long as they continue doing what they're doing, they shouldn't have any problems. One rumor that was out there but was currently shut down by the developers is a PvE mode. They said there is no current plans of adding one. However, they did say they would consider adding a new specific game mode if it was entertaining enough for their audience and worked for their game. So they're denying the claims, but they're also not closing the door on the possibilities. You also had this teaser as well, where the Sentinel's Twitter account tweeted a new era, and people took this as Sentinels coming to Marvel's Rivals. I was watching some Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with that game. That game had an amazing roster, and seeing how relevant and cool the Sentinels were in that game, I would love for them to be added to this game because I think it would be interesting to see how they can do it. Sometimes they can take mutants' abilities and throw it back at them, but then sometimes they also have their own move list of their own. So which two ways they would go would be pretty interesting to see. Lastly, what I'll talk about is how at one point in time they were going to do a half season ranked reset, but the players got so upset at the idea that the developers canceled their plans of doing a mid-season rank reset. How quickly and how fast they're reacting to the players, I love to see it, which is why it was so heartbreaking to see how NetEase got rid of all of their guys, all of their talent. Very unnecessary. This game is so good, so fun, and they're just constantly doing things to just make you side eye them. Like, what are you guys doing?